Robertson Paper Mill, established, 1892. My friend Jim Kunstler, who's quite knowledgeable on architecture and urbanism and urban planning, that sort of thing. Yeah, he came here a couple years ago. We took a walk around town and we paused here at the Robertson Paper Mill. And he mentioned that, the building looked pretty good. It could be rehabbed. It could be turned into, stylish Williamsburg-style apartments, loft-type apartments, warehouse-style apartments. But the building has been condemned. It is being torn down as we speak. So it goes. Basically, there is no possibility that this building could ever be rehabbed. It would cost too much, and there's just nobody here who could afford to live in such stylish digs. Nobody who doesn't already have a nice house. There's the first sigh. Count them one. I started, putting the visual markers of the sighs in there because I got a piece of feedback from somebody who said that they are off-putting, and I wasn't really aware of them. So in the editing process, for me to have to stop and put in some text every time I detect a sigh like that, well, it's training me to be aware of it. Like, I might not have noticed that last one had I not been doing that. There's another. That's number 2. I got into some conversation on MeWe via MeWe chat earlier today. Somebody asked me if I have trouble making friends, at age 50. And I basically said I've had trouble making new friends since I paired off at age 32 to go, make a baby with my now ex-wife. So it goes. I mean, most of my time is spent either alone in my apartment. I would like to say, working on some productive activity like making a podcast or a video or drawing a comic or something. And that's often true, but it's also also true that if you were to pop in there unannounced, you might catch me playing video games. And not cool video games either. Basically just low cost of entry games, which I should have gotten bored with years ago, but I just keep playing. Like Angry Birds 2 isn't years old, but that's one I've been playing a lot. But Plants vs. Zombies 2 is definitely years old, and I definitely played too much of it. And I can't say I'm particularly good at it. It's just it is a comfortable, routine way to engage my mind when I'm feeling unfocused. And that makes it sound harmless, but it doesn't feel harmless. It feels like a pernicious drain. I just inhaled deeply. I was about to sigh. Now I shall exhale slowly as I continue speaking in a measured way, or I can laugh and let go of that air. What happens a lot is, I've had voice training. I don't know that it's apparent to everybody who watches these things, but I do habitually take in very deep breaths through my mouth so that I can have a lung full of air, which I can then expel in a controlled and slow fashion, and I can keep my vocal tonality consistent as I speak these very long sentences. Avoid the vocal fry. So right now I'm looking at the camera lens, which means I'm looking at you, but every now and again I look over at me, and when I look at me, because I'm in the center of the screen and the lens is off to the left, it looks like I'm looking up and to the right. But I'll try to keep it focused on you. Anyway, I'm on the island here in Bellows Falls. Here, I'll flash up a bit of a map to show you where I am. I have driven over here to drop my truck off. I went to the grocery store yesterday, and somebody followed me home, and they followed me home to tell me that my brake lights weren't working. And I cannot confirm this because, I can't stand behind the truck and sit in the cab at the same time, and I only have one other neighbor in the building. He's not there. He wasn't there when I went out to check. So basically I just drove the truck here. This is where my mechanic is. And I told him what was what, and he's going to have a look at it and give me a call. Notice I did not sigh there. Actually, having a truck out of order is going to get me out of a job tonight, which, it's one I do every other week. It's no great burden for me, but it's snowing. I don't feel like going. All right, so who is this crazy person standing out by your van talking to himself? I think that's my cue to wrap it up. I'll talk to you again tomorrow.